What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the KDK podcast. This is Kong.
Yo, Dala.
Hey, what's up? This is Koo.
Today, we're just going to be a little bit more chill on this episode. We'll be talking about movies and media. A movie that recently came out that had a lot of buzz behind it was the movie Godzilla vs. King Kong. And before we start talking about our thoughts on it, the thoughts on the movie itself, before the movie got released, what were some of your thoughts on the movie? Who did you think was going to win the fight?
Cool.
Some thoughts on the movie itself.
Prior to watching it?
Prior to watching it, I thought Godzilla was going to annihilate King Kong just because he had his super. Is there a move called to it? His little beam they shoots out.
I don't know the official name, but
it's like a radiation beam or whatever. I thought with that, I feel like damn, no one could touch Godzilla. Plus, he could swim too.
Yeah.
But then I also thought King Kong's a smart person, so he'd probably figure out a way to fight Godzilla. Because if it's a hand-on-hand combat, I feel like King Kong would whoop Godzilla's ass. Because Godzilla's a lizard. His arm's not strong enough for King Kong.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I thought. I thought King Godzilla would win. But they're both two really popular monsters, so I knew they were gonna try to. Well, I thought they were gonna try to just make it even.
Yeah, for me, like I already kind of knew, like they ain't gonna choose no winner. they're gonna make it even. There's gonna be some third monster in this film, and they're gonna end up teaming up and fighting that monster. So I already kind of knew something was. They weren't gonna choose a side. Yeah.
Yeah. I had to pick favoritism over my homie King Kong. But the Hollywood cliche. Two favorite, characters fighting. Hollywood will always make it a draw, right?
Mm-hmm.
You think about movies like, I don't know if you guys know, but the old movie Batman and Robin versus the Green Hornet, Bruce Lee superhero.
Oh, I never seen.
You watched?
Yeah.
I never seen those.
It's like old school, but like that was like one of the first like on-screen collaboration, and they fought, and then they said like if one guy loses, the fans gonna complain, so they have to make a draw.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think about Batman versus Superman, there wasn't really a winner, right, when they fought. And then the lame ass monster, I forgot his name, came out, and that's why they united.
Mecha Godzilla, right?
I think so.
Oh, for Batman versus Superman. But then,
it was a monster that came out. I didn't even watch Batman vs Superman. Honestly,
it was kind of dumb, but and then this movie, I kind of knew something like that was gonna happen because they're not gonna choose a winner. So I thought it was gonna be more like evened out, but to my surprise, it was kind of like a landslide. You knew for sure who was the stronger monster.
Yeah, most definitely.
So. Those are our initial thoughts prior to watching the movie. Now, after watching the movie, what are your thoughts? We'll start with you, Kong.
I thought it was a fun movie. I liked it a lot. And I liked it for what it is. I didn't go in expecting much. I just went in and it's those movies, you go in and you just want to have a good time, and that's what it was. So I liked it for that aspect. I went in not really caring about it being a perfect movie. I just wanted to watch King Kong versus Godzilla and a bunch of action, right? And that's what I got. I thought it was a good movie. Not a perfect movie, but it's a good, entertaining movie where I guess what you can call is a action-packed popcorn movie. And that's what I got. I liked it a lot. Action was good. I liked how it cut to the chase. They didn't have that slow build-up because we already know who they are, so I'm glad they made that quick build-up or quick pace and straight to the point. So overall, I liked it a lot. The actions were amazing too. when like they were fighting, I would like be yelling at the top of my lung like, "Oh damn!" But it's probably maybe because I was drinking at the time.
I was so like, man, you're just drunk or something.
Yeah. I was probably drunk, but yeah, I was like yelling at the top of my lungs when they were fighting. But yeah,
you definitely enjoyed it pretty much.
yeah.
Like, cool. It's not to me like it's not action packed. So you know how you watch a movie, you're supposed to have this suspense of disbelief. So that means that you're not supposed to really put a logic into it. You're just supposed to see the movie for what it is. So the part when they're fighting in the boat, to me, I feel like that boat would have sank. Those two huge ass damn monsters fighting on the boat, especially like falling down and stuff. That stuff would have sank. But then the action, when they fought, it was action, but they only fought twice, which is like, so there's a movie you fought twice only, to where I forgot when was the last time they ever fought. Which the last movie was a while back, but this one I expected them to like constantly just keep fighting, but they only fought twice, which is kind of lame. Like, well, we waited this long for you to just fight twice, and the second time they fought, they fought, but then again, like they had to fight the Mecha Godzilla, whatever. So I thought it was cool. After that, obviously they had to add the human actors into it, which I didn't connect to at all. I just kept thinking, okay, when is Godzilla gonna show up again? Or when is King Kong gonna like try to fight Godzilla again? But that never happened until the end, which is kind of like, it's kind of whack. It wasn't really action packed like that. You just follow the story. All right, cool. He got his axe. All right, cool. And then they fall. Other than that, it's like, so we wait this long for this fight, but that fight wasn't even that satisfying to me because I had to wait this long for this fight. So I thought it was cool. It was alright, but it wasn't something that I feel like was what it wasn't up to the hype.
Yeah, I agree with Ku. I thought it was okay, or like the action sequences were mediocre for me. I actually thought the Godzilla solo movie was better than this movie, the Godzilla King of Monsters, which it was the one in 2019. Even the action sequences in there was better, and of course coming from like a monster movie, right, where like the expectation shouldn't be that high. I thought it was only and there were so many plot holes that were just like, come on, man. But I guess again, that's kind of expected out of these movies, right? Like they're not gonna just have an answer for everything to make sense. It's just, let's get to the point, show some fights, and then kind of like what you were saying, like there's only 2 fights, but I think it can make sense. Kind of like in the beginning we were saying, it's gonna be a draw, so they have 2 fights. I think who got whooped first?
Godzilla whooped King Kong's ass twice.
Yeah, King Kong got his ass whooped the whole movie, bro.
Because the second fight, didn't King Kong get his ass back with that little fucking axe?
Yeah, but the Godzilla came back with it.
It wasn't shit, bro.
That was like the only thing King Kong did that fucked up Godzilla. But Godzilla still kind of just got back and fought him. And then at the end, that's when Godzilla had King Kong on the ground, stomping his chest again. So it's like, what the? So obviously they had King Kong as the clear loser, but
yeah.
So I mean, the way I saw it was kind of like, 1-1, and then the third is like, we're not gonna let y'all fight a third time. We're gonna make y'all team up the third time.
Really?
The only one Godzilla lost to was the Mecha Godzilla.
I didn't.
King Kong. The only one King Kong had was against the Mecha Godzilla.
I didn't think King Kong won on either fight.
I guess I kind of felt like it was 1-1, or maybe the movie was trying to make it like that, because you know how you hear like the characters saying, I remember in the movie something about the character saying, he'll be back, or some shit like, I guess he got him this time, or some shit like that.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think when he did the axe thing, they're like, something about getting him back. But then Godzilla came back and just whooped his ass.
I guess I don't even remember. That's how much I didn't enjoy it. But if you guys had to put a number on it out of 5, what would you put it on, Kong?
I give it like a 3 out of 5 with the asterisk star.
Monster movie.
Asterisk 3 out of 5. Or like, I'll say 3 out of 5. Asterisk is like good for a monster movie. Don't go in taking it seriously. Go in to have fun. That's it.
Cool. I'll give it a 2 out of 5. I expected more fights for something this big, because obviously this hasn't happened for so long, and they've been building up King Kong's story, building up Godzilla's story to the point where, oh, this is huge. And for them to have 2 fights, and clear to me, the first fight wasn't even fair, you know. So
yeah, he's on water. Godzilla can swim.
Yeah, to me, I was like, this not even considered a fight. It's just shit. Call him slipping, you know. King Kong slipping, and the dude had like chains on him too at first, so they caught that dude slipping. And the second fight was fair, but the second fight was more like the first fight because they're more on the ground now. But then I don't know. I didn't really like it. The humans, the actors, their story, I didn't connect with them too. It wasn't to the point where I was engaged in that. I just wanted to. I was more engaged with the monsters themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this part, obviously, they had to make someone the villain, so they made Godzilla look like the villain, but they made King Kong look more kind of like the person where you were rooting for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that I can understand. But then it's kind of like shit. But y'all didn't even fight that much. You know? It's kind of lame.
So 2 out of 5 is what you're giving it. Yeah, I would agree too. 2 out of 5. I actually thought Pacific Rim is better than King Kong was good. Pacific Rim was pretty dope. Like if y'all remember Pacific Rim.
Yeah, it was dope.
It
is for me. It's the similar vibe. Like. Yeah. Because you can't take Pacific Rim serious too. It's more like you're in there for the popcorn and.
But action. Shit, I think the action in there was way better though.
Yeah,
you think Pacific Rim's action?
I mean, obviously it's better. It's Gundam, you know. It's real. It's like like live action.
Yeah, but
Gundam,
King Kong vs Godzilla.
Come on, right? Like those are the big name monsters.
I mean, but you got
like 2 stories.
Those are the monsters of monsters.
But you gotta understand
when Pacific Rim is like made up.
Yeah.
Its own IP.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, Pacific Rim is gigantic robot suits, futuristic weapons with aliens, you know, that's gonna be way better.
I'm sure we know all these other giant robot movies that are like, man, this stuff's lame, you know?
I'm not gonna lie though, like, Pacific Rim, when I watched it, it was a good, fun action movie, but I think it was too long as an action movie. Like, have you guys ever watched an action movie where there's a fight scene? And then, all right, there's a fight scene. Yeah. All right, and then there's a fight scene. All right. Yeah. And there's a fight scene. You're like, damn, I'm fucking overwhelmed already. And then there's a fight scene. They're like, damn, come on. And they're building up to the next final fight scene. You're already kind of like, all right, I'm done with this movie.
I've actually only felt that way once, and it was one of the Transformers movies. When I was like, bro, I'm tired of seeing y'all fight. Yeah. But I don't remember which one it was. It was one of the later ones. It was either like, I think either part 4 or 3.
Yeah. That's how I feel with Pacific Rim, though. Yeah.
Dude, the only way I felt like that was when I remember I was watching the old school Chinese kung fu movie. You only fought for like 30 minutes straight. Like, dude. You know, he like killed all the enemies. Next thing you know, the next enemy came. They kept fighting again. I'm like, what the hell? And then after they got done fighting, 5 minutes later, now they like kind of have a dialogue, continue with the story. So the next 5 minutes, they just start fighting for 30 minutes. Like, god damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I feel. But other than that, since you're talking about seeing like a lot of plot holes in the story, what are some of the plot holes that you saw when you watched?
So a few within that's pretty annoying was, so Godzilla, you know how like the whole mission is to have King Kong go to Hollow Earth and get that energy for the humans. Yeah. And it's so hard for them to get there, right? They have to like have this really specialized ships.
I know what you're talking about. That was one annoying plot
to get down there. But all Godzilla had to do was blow his fucking breath and get all the way down there to get to the Hollow Earth. And I'm like, if he's that freaking strong, he would have killed Mecha with his blast. Yeah. So that was one of them. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah,
dude, he would have killed everybody, everything. He would have destroyed the world with that blast, but. I don't know, like, oh wow, so now his blast is this strong?
Right. Yeah, that kind of showed, like, obviously Godzilla is the stronger monster, but one thing about that scene, that one is just kind of like, I wasn't as annoyed about it. It's like, oh, okay, there's a plot hole that makes them, okay, now they have a way back to Earth, on top of this Earth. Yeah. But the one thing about that scene that annoyed me, because, you know, the purpose there was to gather the energy source. And all this girl had to do was scan it, Wi-Fi from the center of the Earth all the way to the top. All right, it's sent. They have it now. So they're at the center of the Earth. They scanned the energy, and awesome, it got sent just like that to the top of the Earth. Like, they're in the center. Yeah, like, what? That was the number one thing that annoyed me. Like, at least bring it to the center of the earth, or the surface of the earth,
Right,
and then
right.
scan it, right?
Right.
But then boop, just like that, all right, we got it. Like, what? you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, I didn't really. It's good that we're talking about plot holes because I didn't really say some things I didn't like about it either. One thing I didn't really like about the movie was the humans were kind of useless.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when they got to the human, I call her 11, the girl, because her character 11 from Stranger Things. When it got to her plot storyline, it was just kind of dumb and boring.
Mm-hmm. The little girl, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
the girl with the kid,
Yeah.
it was just kind of dumb and boring.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, come on, can I get more King Kong stuff?
Right.
And then one thing I didn't like was when they got to the center of the earth, and there's like so much history there about King Kong species, and they didn't really dive into that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden you see the axe, I'm like, I want to know more about
Right,
the axe,
right,
right.
like
So
I want to
much
know
about
more about
that.
this energy source, like what the heck, yeah.
No, some Godzilla just blew a
Yeah.
hole. Shoot, mine, I don't even know if you call it plot holes, but it's just something stupid.
Yeah.
So you know how they chained King Kong on the boat and they took the boat there? And then after the fight, they like tied King Kong and then flew him.
Yeah.
I thought like if y'all could have just made him go to sleep, like sterilize him, make him go to sleep, and flew him, he would have had to fight Godzilla.
Right,
you know,
right, right.
Yeah.
You guys knew Godzilla could fucking swim, so y'all knew with King Kong. Clearly at the beginning, they're like, no, if King Kong comes out, Godzilla's gonna find him.
Mm-hmm.
But they still did it, and they did it the worst way. Like it's so obvious that you don't move him through the freaking ocean because
Right.
Godzilla
Yeah.
stays in the ocean.
And if you could do that already, why not just fly him?
I know. So it's
originally,
like, and then
like-
after when they fight and he get knocks out, then you decide, oh, let's fly him now.
Yeah.
Now you're flying. Like, isn't that the best way already?
Right,
like,
right.
so dumb.
No, he don't like flying, yeah, or he's an ape, so he can't. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, I mean, I agree with the girls' little stories. It's like this is boring. Just get to the action or something. And it was just so dumb how it was so easy for them to find the dude
Yeah.
when like
Other
There's a-
people can't find
like there's a
him.
corporation, a high level corporation that can't even find him. But the
All they
girls
had to
found
do
him
is just
like
go
that.
to a Chinese shop,
That-
pay, do a little bit of money, and then
yeah, like
just
yeah.
found this dude easily.
He
So
lives
like,
here.
what the hell? Like, all these people trying to find this guy and they can't find him, but you two little kids can find like this. And then when they broke into their little spot, they weren't even like sneaky like that, So,
Yeah.
and I'm still kind of surprised, like how the hell are you all not found yet? You guys
Yeah.
aren't even like sneaky like that. And then when they found that they were having the Mecha Godzilla built, like so they didn't see you guys were trying to run away from that monster, but they had the monster test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was kind of dumb.
I think one of the obvious plot hole was how Mecha Godzilla got killed when they were like, hurry up and hack the system and what's the password, and they kind of like making fun of that cliche usually when someone hacks into the system to kill the bad guy, and then he's like, the kid's like, I don't know, I only took HTML in high school, and then all he did was pour alcohol on the system, and then Mecha Godzilla went down.
Right.
Like that's the obvious plot hole where okay, that's how they beat Mecha Godzilla, and it's just kind of like that one for me is just kind of all right. It's for me like again, I didn't take the movie serious, so I'm just like all right, whatever. I don't know how you guys felt about that part.
I didn't even remember that, but now that you mentioned that, yeah, that's just like, really, is that easy?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see King Kong Godzilla fight,
Mhm.
and I know that they try to like add the story of like, oh, humans are a part of the fight too, so they could do something to help, but. It's kind of like, man, I just don't care about you all. Just let them fight, Because I feel like even if like the humans are helping, I feel like, all right, you only beat Mecha Godzilla or this monster because they helped you. Then it just shows that you're a freaking weak ass monster because they had to help your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing that I was a little annoying was the only reason why King Kong was complying was because of that tribal girl,
Mhm.
and obviously she's like, I don't know why King Kong trusts that little girl, because she's obviously not giving too much care for King Kong, always listening to the humans like to use King Kong, and it's kind of like, and then King Kong still listens to the little girl after like backstabbing. And I'm just kind of like, all right, bro, you're a beast. Why you listen to this little girl for? Like you know.
Yeah. That was the only part that I actually did connect to, just like to see her connection with him. Like, oh, then that's kind of like cool. But then again, like you said, there was no really true explanation. Why does he have that bond with her?
Right.
Yeah.
Wasn't she in the Kong's Island movie?
For a record, I didn't watch any of the previous movies.
I'm not. I forgot. So I'm not sure.
Probably has to do something with that. Yeah, I have.
Yeah,
it's been a long time since.
I don't know. I saw Peter Jackson's King Kong movie. I'm like, yep, I know King Kong. I ain't gotta watch that new King Kong movie. You know.
Yeah, because I think the Kong's Island was the last one, so they related here from the Kong's Island. Obviously, the previous Godzilla movie, they related that too. Yeah. I thought it was cool that. If you guys seen the previous Godzilla movie, the Japanese actor who was he like friends with Godzilla or something, or he knows Godzilla very well. So when Godzilla pretty much almost got killed, he had to send like a nuclear bomb to Godzilla to blast to give him energy. So he pretty much sacrificed himself. I thought it was cool that technically the bad Asian actor on this movie was his son. So I was, that's pretty cool. But at the same time, it's kind of like there's no connection to because he's just a bad guy.
I didn't know that. Well, I didn't see the movie, so I didn't know. But
wait, is that the villain Asian?
The one who got killed with the mind control?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't remember
that's
that.
His son. But then they didn't like show any connection. He was just a bad guy. So I was like, what? So y'all didn't show the connection between like maybe like he turned bad because his dad died. The reason his dad died was because of Godzilla and all these things. It was just he was just a bad guy. Right, what the hell? There was no emotional attachment to that.
All right.
But other than that, since the movie is done, or since this movie came out now, what do you guys feel about if there was ever a sequel, or what goes on now from the ending of this movie? How do you guys feel?
I think they're gonna continue with the MonsterVerse movies. I don't know who's gonna be next, but
they're not gonna fight again.
They might. I don't think they will because they have that genuine respect for each other now. I think they're gonna just now they have the monster universe like Hollywood, so they can just bring other monsters, and that's what I think they're gonna do.
Yeah, I could care less for another movie.
I don't care about it either.
But yeah, I'd like honestly, I think it opens doors to more opportunities between those two and new created monsters.
I feel like now they have to like send King Kong to like another galaxy because now when let's say they have like another Godzilla movie, it's kind of like King Kong's already in that universe, and they feel like it's so easy for them to meet up again. It's like, oh, so where's King Kong, you know? So I just feel like, I feel like that, but I don't want another King Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, there's that
lame.
There is that thing they did where King Kong went to live in the center of the earth, the Hollow Earth. So he's the king of the Hollow Earth now, right? And Godzilla's the king of the surface Earth. So I don't know if they're gonna meet again, but
it's like even with that, since it's so easy to blow a hole through the Earth.
I mean, Godzilla can easily visit King Kong.
Oh yeah, let's visit each other again. Like, yeah. And how you even gonna fix that big ass hole it made? I don't know if they can. It's a big ass hole. Dude, that should already like send gravity. That should already fuck up gravity for Earth. That's
instant access to Hollow Earth already, right? Like, it's not like they were able to fix that.
Dude, that was real life. Earth would be like fucked up now. The galaxy, the gravity, shit all be all fucked up. Other than that, it's kind of like, all right. Well, obviously it's a movie, so now I kind of feel like you can't go back to the mysterious King Kong anymore. Which Peter Jackson's King Kong, I liked it because it was mysterious, and Kong's Island, that was kind of mysterious. But if you continue on from this story, it's kind of like everyone knows who King Kong is now. So what are you gonna do now? So that's a element of this big monster that you don't know, in building up that character, that's already out the door because everybody knows now. Which I feel like I really don't. I won't look forward to the future movies.
Bro, Pacific Rim versus Godzilla. Yeah. Cthulhu versus Godzilla. Yeah. All right, but
Is it called Cthulhu?
Cthulhu's like the
Is that it?
Octopus.
Cthulhu?
big ass octopus. Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
No,
but-
no.
I don't know. That's how it's spelled. But all right, before I'm gonna change the topic a bit more about movies. But before I do you guys have any last thoughts about that movie or monster movies in general?
I've been seeing a lot of people say they like it. I'm kind of surprised, but I don't like it. That's it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think, I don't know. To me, I'm more of like, if you could capture me in the story, then like I like it more. If it's an action movie where it's all action packed, I better see a lot of action. In this one, I don't see a. Basically, the trailer showed me all the pretty much the very first action already. So that was no element of surprise to me. So I didn't like it at all.
I liked it, but again, it's nothing to praise
You were
about.
drunk as it?
Fuck it, I was drunk, but again, there's an asterisk to it. It's a monster movie. Don't take it serious. I probably will never watch it again except for the fight scenes, you know. But yeah, other than that, you know, we are in a time where the movie viewing culture, how we watch movies, have changed because of COVID-19. Even like watching this movie and the recent movies that are coming out, there's a shift from in-person theater movie watching. Now we're watching movies by streaming them. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys like that, or do you guys want to eventually go back to in-person movie viewing again? What are your thoughts?
I do think that might have played a role on like maybe me enjoying the Godzilla versus Kong a little bit more, just because, you know, it's a big screen, big sounds. So hopefully theater viewing comes. I mean, it is back, limited back, but yeah, I think that does play a big role in like those big action movies. Like, for example, I can't even imagine watching Avengers not on the big screen,
Right,
because when you watch the last one, when I watched the last one on the big screen, it was amazing, and I was like, if I watched it on a small screen, I would have been as impressed. So yeah.
When I think about watching at home, think about actually watch. Well, what do you consider a small screen, like phone
Or just like streaming at home anywhere versus
Mm-mm.
you have to go to the big screen in theaters to watch it.
To me, as long as the quality and like if you have like good speakers at home, then to me, I'm fine with that. I think, yeah, like what Dallas said. Well, when it comes to action-packed movies within theaters, that's fine too. But still, at the same time, I've watched plenty of action-packed movies at the theater, and it was boring. So to me, that I feel like with the theater, the only pretty much the difference between the theaters and streaming it from home is that at the theaters, you're pretty much forced to pay attention to it. And when you're at home, you could touch your phone. You could go do something else and come back to watch it. So it kind of doesn't keep your attention. Whereas the movie theaters, you pay for it. You went there to sit down. So you kind of forced to sit there and watch it. And it is a fun experience just watching movies at the theaters. But just based on movie-wise, I feel like if I were to watch King Kong at the theaters, I'd still have the same feeling.
But in general, do you prefer the in-person movie watching at the theaters, or would you prefer now where movies are coming out and you can just watch it through streaming at home?
It
Like,
depends.
both of you, that is.
It depends. If it's a movie I'm really looking forward to, I'll watch it at the theaters. But if it's a movie I think I may not be looking forward to, I'll watch it at home. If it's a movie that everyone says is a really good movie and you have to watch it, then I'll go watch it at the theaters.
So basically, you prefer theater, the regular way of watching movies.
I don't really prefer.
Because the thing is, if you don't care to watch a movie, you're not gonna go watch it anyway, right?
I still watch it at home, but if it's at the theaters, I'm like, okay. But then it's like, oh, I don't want to go to the theater, and because normally they just started having people pay to watch at home, right?
Yeah.
So before COVID, they never really gave you the chance. Oh, you want to watch it at theaters, or do you want to watch it at home?
Yeah.
You know, you're really forced to watch it at theater.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, okay, I'll watch it at the theaters.
But which do you prefer? Like, if you had to make a choice,
Shit. I guess I'll say home.
Home, alright. What about you, Dala?
I think I do prefer theaters, but then again, I am pretty picky on what I actually watch in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
If it's like if I know it's an action-packed movie, then yeah, I do want to see it in the theaters. Or if it's just a movie that I'm super interested in, then yeah. But overall, I do prefer theater than at home, just because it's the true movie experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Dala. I prefer watching movies at theaters. Just something about that culture and energy when you go watch a movie at the theaters, especially like a hyped up movie like, the Avengers, and there's something about or something unique and good about watching a movie with other people who's going there to watch it for the same reasons, right? When you're watching movies like the Avengers, everyone there loves Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
And then when there's the scenes that are really amazing, everyone's gonna react the same like you are, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a shared experience. That's why I like movie theaters experience. Just something about the feel of it too. Buying popcorn and snacks.
You don't buy no popcorn.
Shit, I buy popcorn. Shit. And
that's different to me though. But then that comes only once in a while.
Yeah, but that's why
remember,
I like.
Yeah.
That's why I prefer like movie theaters than streaming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, because of that, and like we're not gonna go watch to movie theaters to watch a movie we're not gonna watch. We're gonna go there to watch a movie that we like to watch,
Mm-hmm.
and usually like the best experiences is when other people feel the same way, and you go there, and everybody wants to watch it, so everyone's like you're in the zone,
Mm-hmm.
and you share like this shared experience. Obviously, the shitty part about movie theaters is when you're watching and people don't care and like
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta think about the con too.
Yeah.
that
when
is
you
the
go,
cons. Yeah,
There'll be people talking. Sometimes I remember it's people on the phone. Like
Hella
what?
bright. Yeah.
And it's just babies crying sometimes too. Like oh my god, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just still like in person better because I just like the feel of it. Going to a
Yeah.
movie, you want to buy popcorn, everyone's excited, and you go in versus streaming and you watch it in your living room and the people are just on their phone. I gotta do something, and then someone goes and leaves, and or like you just watch it yourself and everybody watch it on their own.
Mhm.
It just kind of like, for me, I prefer watching it together with someone with the hype behind it, right?
Mhm.
Kind of like
Yeah.
back in the day before like you can watch movies anywhere, like pre-internet days where we're like, okay, I have this movie, let's come over and watch. And you go to a friend's house and you watch it together, right? And you enjoy it together. That's like what I like about it, in-person theater movies, because that it gives the same feeling, right? Yeah.
No, you're
Yeah.
talking about drive-in theaters. I'm down for that.
Yeah, that too.
But
Same.
also
yes,
again, like if you're talking about preference, you gotta think about something like. I mean, you can't just think about like a big movie. You gotta think about just movies in general, So to me, if I'm thinking about movies in general, I'd rather watch it at home because to me, I can still just experience it. Just the movie itself, the same. I understand the theater experience because I'm not gonna argue for it because shoot, I like that experience too. But I feel like I have to ask myself that on every single movie that I go see or I watch. Like, shoot, every experience is different. Obviously, the Avenger one's gonna be different because that's obviously a big one already. So everyone's gonna watch it. It's gonna be a good experience. But let's say you watch a movie that's not that big at the theaters. That's kind of like, what would you prefer? Theaters? No, I think I'd rather watch that at home.
Yep. I don't know. I still prefer theaters. Something about the energy of like drive-in theaters or just in-person theaters, just something about it. And before COVID hit, theaters were stepping it up, man. They were allowing you to order food from other restaurants. They have a fucking bar at the theater. I don't know about you guys, but when I watch a movie with my girl and like, our cousin Adam, who is dating my girl's sister, we'll watch movies together and we'll just buy shots. I want to buy a shot, we'll just buy a shot. Now let's go watch a movie,
See, now if you watch it at home, you'll save money.
But the feeling's not there, man. I don't know, man. But I
think, let's say you turn a room in your house into like a theater. Because you know how people watch, they just watch on the couch, but you turn your a room into a theater. Because obviously, you know, our older brother, when he used to like have movies for us to watch back then, he would like have surround sounds and have like his big TV screen and we'll watch it. And to me, that's like, dang, it's a dope ass experience. It's not exactly like the theaters, but he has the surround sound, the screen, TV screen's big. He play the music hella loud, and like he'll like obviously he'll go buy popcorn and stuff to for us to cook at home and then eat it. To me, that was like, damn, this is dope. Yeah. So that is within itself is a close experience. I want to say it's the same, but I guess
I still prefer theaters because the topic is, do you prefer in-person theater versus which is, you know, pre-COVID or now with everything just streaming. And like even back then, when you can still do that back then, you know, like movies eventually come out on Netflix or like on DVDs. I feel like the thing that's special about movie theaters is you have to be dedicated to the movie, right? You're not just gonna go there and like be on your phone because, you know, it's locked. Look down on it, you know.
Not for the foreigner.
No, but I'm just saying, like, but you know, like, you know, you're not supposed to do that. When you look at your phone, you're not gonna look it out in the open. You're gonna kind of hide a bit, right? So, I guess what my point is, like, I really like moments where the theater creates, kind of like when you watch a Quiet Place, right? And everyone's there. Nobody even know what the hell the movie is about. And when we watched it, everyone, you know, the movie seats were like filled. Everyone was quiet. Nobody spoke because everyone was in that world of A Quiet Place. But versus when you watch it at home with your friends, you're not all gonna be quiet. People's gonna talk and joke around. You know, like that's like
so
what I like
choose
about
your friends wisely.
That's why I like about movie theater, because it just does something like that to people. You know,
it's the theater experience.
Yeah, the theater experience. Yeah,
it's just the true experience. Yeah.
So what are your worst theater experience then? Since I'll talk about the Foreigners. All right. Yeah. So the Foreigner, Jackie Chan movie, right? We were supposed. Out of nowhere, it was on your birthday, right?
Yeah, Kong's birthday.
Out of nowhere, everybody was like, yo, let's go watch The Foreigners. All right. So you decided to go watch The Foreigners. We're going to go watch The Foreigners. And the commercials in the beginning was still going on. And I told him I got a little bit tired because we went pretty late. And I told myself, I'm just going to close my eyes for a few seconds. And then I closed my eyes. Next thing you know, I think like a minute passed by. And then my friend who sat next to me woke me up.
It was me.
It was you? Yeah. Oh, so it was Dala who woke me up. And Dala's cool. The movie's over. I'm like, huh? Stop. You might have like, start your lying ass. All right, because, you know, we all joke around with each other a lot. So when Dala said that, I said, oh, this dude lying. He probably just woke me up because the movie's going to start. I looked up, I saw the credits. I'm like, what the hell? Bro, I got so mad. I was like, what? The movie's over. So I shut my eyes for like 1 minute.
Yeah.
Wait, that's your worst movie experience?
Yeah, because
it's your fault.
Yeah, that's it. So because I didn't even get to experience the movie itself, so I was like, I got mad as hell.
You're talking about that because, you know, it was my birthday when we went, and I was super drunk. Same thing happened to me. We got there, you recline seat. I'm comfortable. It's movie previews, and I'm like, I'm gonna close my eyes. Woke up next day, you know, it's done already. Let's go.
You fell asleep too?
Yeah, I fell asleep like a foreigner, man. But yeah,
I know. I was like, when we got to the car, everyone was making fun of me only.
Yeah, I fell asleep too, man. But
that shit was funny. I remember that. I remember Koo started like kind of snoring during the movie. I was like, oh shit. But luckily, you're like, I guess you were sleeping vertical. You know, the chairs are vertical, so you just had a couple moments of it, and then you stop. And I was like, man, I'm not really gonna try to wake him up.
People are probably like, damn, this dude think the movie's boring.
Yeah, because like he tired, so I ain't gonna try to wake him up. I just remember when the movie was over, I was like, cool, time to get up. Koo looked at me like, the hell? I was like, it's over, bro. It's time to go.
I have a few shitty movie experience at the theaters. You guys remember Regal Cinemas and Brooklyn Center?
Yeah.
The worst movie theater to go watch movies at.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't know. I ain't trying to be like a downer or like basing the community, because I live in the community too, but it might be like the people in the area.
Bro, everyone agree with that. It's not like you're the
people in the area who like just doesn't have the manners, you know. When you go watch, like, the reason why I stopped going there, and it's probably why a lot of people stop, and now it's Top Golf, is because, like, literally, like, the past few years it was still there. Every time you go watch a movie there, always some people with no manners always doing rude shit during the movie, you know. One example that I remember, and still, like, makes me pissed off as fuck to this day. So I went to watch a movie with a friend. We watched what's that 8 movie? Planet Apes. Yeah, Planet of the Apes. So what you just
I heard it said 8, so I said 8 miles. Because you said 8, it was like 8, number 8, 8 miles.
Yeah.
Planet of way back then, obviously Rigo was still out at 8 miles.
Damn, old ass movie. Alright, but we watched the newer one where it was the human versus the apes. And there was not a lot of people there, man. It was me and my friend, and then a couple behind us, and then another couple below us. We were watching it, and this couple behind us just kept fucking talking, man. Just kind of like, what the fuck? And then, you know, I'm just like, all right, whatever. Hopefully they'll stop. And they just didn't stop talking. They just kept fucking talking to each other. I'm just kind of like, and my friend was like, hey, can you guys stop talking? We're trying to watch the movie. Then they got quiet. And then 10 seconds later, they just kept fucking talking. And then, like, next I'm like fucking annoyed as fuck. And I'm just kind of like, fuck.
Like, the workers don't come into one or two.
And then, like, the next thing you know, the fucking couple in front of me, you know, the guy's pretty big and fat. So he started snoring pretty loud. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God, this is why I never come in. That was the last time I ever went to. Yeah.
For me, luckily, I haven't really had a super bad movie experience. Speaking of freaking Regals in Brooklyn Center, I don't even go to that theater, even though it's like literally 2-3 minutes from my house. Like, I know that's because their seats, their seats aren't the most comfortable. The floors are sticky because of the freaking pop spill everywhere. Like, but first and foremost, the seats are not comfortable. So I'm like, no, I don't like going there. The only reason I ever went there because they used to have some of the cheaper movies, and it was near home. But yeah, I've always just said nope. I'm going to AMC. But,
yeah, same here.
Luckily, I don't think I've ever really had really bad experiences. It's just like little random nitpicky moments where like, oh, this dude's on his phone. Like, what the heck, bro? Like, turn off your phone. And they're like in the front row in front of you, so you see the light.
It's like flashing up.
Yeah, but I haven't had like, oh my God, that was the worst experience ever. These man, you know. So luckily,
I had another bad experience when I was little. It was the Spider-Man movie with
I remember. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the original Spider-Man.
The first Spider-Man with the Sam Raimi movie.
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. Yeah.
I was gonna say his name, but I didn't want to say it because I might say it wrong. But yeah, I think we watched like 15 minutes in already, and then all of a sudden the screen went blue or something. Yeah. So we had to wait like another 15-20 minutes, and then they fixed it. But we had to watch it from the very beginning again.
Oh, dang!
I think it was like 20 minutes.
It was 20 minutes. It was like 20 to 30 minutes in the movie, and then boom, it went out. We're like, what? And then they were fixing it, and then boom, we had to watch it all over again. It was like, what?
Actually, now you reminded me. Luckily, ours was like that, but we were watching Chronicles of Narnia, and it actually blanked out too on us.
Oh yeah.
But then it was only for like 3 minutes, and then they just continued right from where it blanked out. Yeah. That would suck to rewatch the whole 30 minutes all over again. It took them a while
to fix it too. I was like, man. But then the movie was still good, though, I guess.
Yeah. that just ruins the flow.
That's still the best Spider-Man movie. Yeah. In my opinion, that's still the best Spider-Man movie.
I think so.
I think, because I don't think I've ever watched a Spider-Man movie until I saw that one. Like an official.
That's the first one, I think. The first live action, yep.
Don't they have like old school ones where like
they
it's
might
the Japanese?
Yeah, the Japanese one
that got famous on Facebook. Japanese Spider-Man. He does this like for like 3 minutes. Shit.
Yeah,
that ain't no movie.
Now you gotta be curious. Was it the first official Spider-Man?
Yeah, it was.
But thank God I was a little kid when that movie came out, because that makes the movie so much more cool. Yeah. You know, when you're a little kid and you're like, oh my God, it's Spider-Man. You know.
Yeah. And then I forgot what I was gonna say about movie theater experience, but yeah, I'm glad that Rigo shut down, because damn, I don't know who still goes there, man. Yeah. Fuck that place, man.
Yeah. And speaking of the cushion, like, you know how they have like those good cushions now, but then they still have the rooms with like the small seats still, right? Sometimes.
Yeah, I think some of the IMAX rooms are a little bit better. Like, obviously sound and screen, and I think some of them even have better chairs too compared to like the other.
Like, I used to tell myself, like, man, I don't care. I'll sit on the bad seats. And then once I start sitting on like the better seats, now I can't go back to the bad seats. Man, I can't go sit on those other seats no more.
What's your worst seat you've ever sat in a theater?
Damn, I don't know.
Mine, I remember I sat like literally all the way at the fucking side.
Damn.
And I was like, you cannot watch a movie like this. This is stupid. Like, why is this even a possibility? Yeah. And also, I remember I sat like front row, bro. And I was like, bro, my neck is breaking. Yeah. Like, I was like, I'm never coming to the theater late again, man. That was like, those are two of some like seating wise. Have you guys ever had really bad seats?
Mine is just front row seat. No, actually, it was so weird. You guys remember when Jet Li's Unleashed got out, and it was super popular, and we went. I don't know if we weren't you guys, but we went like our cousin Poti and like a couple of them, and I don't know how this happened, but it was like everybody went and watched that movie, right? And when we went, it wasn't when you were assigned seats you had to find your own seat. Right. It was packed, and we ain't got no seats to sit at. Yeah, we had to sit on the stairs.
Yeah, that's how they even sell your tickets.
That's how packed it was.
Holy shit!
Like there was a few seats open, but like just one, and then
bunch of
six people in one, and then there was. I remember we found a seat, and then like people were like, "Oh, don't sit there. Someone puked there." Like shit like that. So we're like, then we see people sitting on the side or the stairs. I'm like, that's what we did. I think that's what we did. But I'm like, how the fuck did this movie theater sell out and people can't even find seats?
I think my only bad one was, the row in front of where they had like the handicap area. I kind of just sat on that row, and I sat like on the very side. So pretty much I had to like look up like this. Yeah. But then I think that was the only one. Usually, I don't know. Yeah, that was the only one. I never had to sit the very, very fun. Yeah. If I had to, man, I'm not watching this movie.
Right. Yeah, that has always been one of my pet peeves. Like, if I'm going to the theater, I'm getting there 30 minutes before the movie starts. I'm getting me a good seat because I'm paying $10, $15 for this experience. I'm getting myself a damn good seat.
I think that's why I really like how the movie theaters have improved, because when you buy tickets, you gotta pick your seats. So then I'm gonna get good seats for sure, right? Instead of just like going by and you hope you get a good seat. Yeah. All right, but moving on to our next question. Pre-COVID-19, what was a movie that you looked forward to seeing that was planning on releasing, but then was postponed because of COVID-19 and hasn't been released yet?
There was none for me. Because I wasn't really even looking to see what movie was on. So there was none for me. With COVID hit, I was all, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
For me, it was A Quiet Place 2. Just because we all went to go watch part 1 together, and I remember that I was like, yo, that was so fucking badass, like Colin was saying, like everybody was invested, everybody was like part of the movie, like staying quiet as hell, and I was like, man, I can't wait to experience that shit again in part 2. So I was like, damn, man, I want to see part 2 in theaters. Yeah. And
then kind of talking about when we watched The Quiet Place in the theaters, it was super quiet, dead silence. And then my older brother Money and our cousin Adam started whispering to each other, and they were whispering like super low whispering, like, but because it was so quiet, like it's like so loud, like, and I'm just like embarrassed, like, man, shut the fuck up, you guys are being those rude ass movie watchers. But mine, I'm a horror fan. I was looking for The Conjuring 3. It was planning to release later the year, but. I don't know if it was real, if it was going to be released or not, because, nothing legit got released yet. Just announcement and fan-made posters. But, yeah, that was the movie I was looking forward to watching.
Dope.
Okay, yeah. I wasn't really looking forward to any movies coming out of the theater at that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. When COVID hit, I was all right, I don't really care anyways. If they like have it out for people to stream and pay to stream, then, yeah, I'll do that still, too. I think that would be a dope experience, having people over, but at the same time it's COVID, so we can't have people over.
Right.
But yeah.
And then I want to bring up one more thing about streaming versus movie theaters. I think one thing I like about streaming is it can bring films or movies or traditional ways to do movies to another level. Kind of like the Justice League, right? Zack Snyder's release.
Mm-hmm.
It's 4 hours. And the only way to do that was through streaming because, you know, I'm pretty sure we're not going to go watch a 4-hour movie in the theaters, right? I'm not going to do that.
They have 15-minute breaks.
Yeah, I mean, I disagree just because, like, the Lord of the Rings series were about 3 to 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, well, that one's like 4.5 hours long.
So, like, it's still a possibility.
That's true.
Yeah, so.
That's true. I'm not going to lie.
But it's
I
definitely
probably,
a lot easier in your home.
Yeah, I probably would do it, but I would probably be exhausted at the end. Yeah,
especially not as a re-release too.
Yeah,
like you know, I don't think anybody would go to theater for technically a re-release. Yeah.
All right, and then you guys got any last words before we close it off?
I got nothing.
Oh, so you know how, like, since not much people go to, since you're talking about re-release, you're talking about just movies that already has been released, but they're playing it back at the theaters.
I guess you could. I was more like, 'cause Snyder Cut was more like.
Yeah, and like
it's not the same movie, but it's technically the same movie.
And the reason why that was doable was because of streaming. Like, I don't think they're gonna do it and then release it again, right? I don't think that was gonna happen. Yeah.
So you know, how, since not much people are going to the movie theaters anymore, they're kind of like doing reruns of movies, and people pay like Spirited Away, so you pay to watch it at the theaters, and they're even doing like fights. Let's say like a UFC fight. You pay to watch at the theater. Everyone goes to the theater to watch, or boxing. Would you guys like do something like that?
I would pay to watch live if I have friends to go with who's down about it, and if it was like live, not like a rerun. Like I'm not gonna go to a movie theater to watch a movie I already saw. Like, I'm not gonna go to a movie theater and watch like Spirited Away, even though Spirited Away is an amazing movie. Like, I'd rather just watch that at home. I go there for the experience of a new movie. Like,
but what if it's an old movie but you've never seen it before?
No, I still wouldn't go.
What about like boxing or UFC streams that they're doing at the movie theater?
Like live streaming or streaming?
Yeah, dude, they stream the movie live, but you pay to go watch it. At the theater.
I will watch that.
But you pay to go watch it. I think it's pretty expensive price too.
Man, I would go, but it depends.
Yeah, I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah, I think that's good, but like fighting is also kind of different. Like, I would rather go to a bar and watch UFC or boxing because it's more chill. You can be more outspoken and do whatever you want. Versus theater, when you go, there's like set rules there, and how the seating is. You're like, you want to talk to your friend, but it's like 5 seat down because there's people between you, and then it's kind of less convenient. Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go watch if it's a really, really big event, and for like a re-release of an old movie, if it's a movie that I've actually really want to see. Yeah, I think I wouldn't mind going to the theater for it, but right now I can't think of any actual movies that I would go to the theater for. Yeah, that's old.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever go to a movie to watch a movie I already saw. Yeah. All right. Any last words before we close it off?
Nope. Good.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Again, give us a like. Give us some of your thoughts on some things we talked about. And share our video. Thank you guys. Peace out.